Okay, welcome back everybody. If you're watching this video, you are looking to figure out how to install the Blaser R8 receiver block into your brand new GRS Ragnarok chassis system. So I've taken the chassis out of the box and just so you can see what the box looks like. And then here's an instruction manual that comes from GRS, and it comes with 2 washers and a threaded screw receiver. You will be needing all of that. So let's go ahead and take this box out of the way. Done that. So, and then with your Blaser receiver, here's your receiver block, and you will be needing the screw out of the front of the block. The screw that's in the rear of the block of your Blaser factory receiver, you will not be needing that because GRS provides one in the kit. So let's go ahead and get through it and go ahead and run it down. So the first thing we have to do is we have to take the pistol grip off the chassis so you can get access to the rear receiver screw. So let's go ahead and do that. It is a standard AR-15 style of pistol grip, so you could even change it to something maybe you have at home that's more preferable. So 5mm screw head, just like what you use for your barrels. And in the rear, you will see there is your rear receiver screw. Let me go ahead and just turn this around for my benefit. So when you turn the kit over, that's going to fall out. So just so you know, there is a screw and a washer that you will be needing. So Blaser R8 receiver block, and that just drops right in. It fits in perfectly. You can definitely tell that these two companies have done business for a while. And let's just go ahead and put the rear screw in first. We're going to make this finger tight. We'll come back and torque these down. The torque settings are in metric, and we're going to convert them to inch-pounds. So here is the screw and washer that comes out of your factory stock. So what you need to do is you need to take this all apart. There should be 2 washers and a screw. You will need this screw. Go ahead and put these back with your original Blaser parts. You don't need those. Open up your manual, and you will have 3 parts in a plastic bag. Let's get these out here real quick. So what we have here are 2 washers and a threaded screw receiver. So the chassis does not have threaded holes in it, so you need to use this in the front. You'll go ahead and insert that in the over here in the bottom, right there. So you'll need to hold that in as you flip it over. And then what you'll need to do is the 2 washers, you'll put those in place of the Blaser factory washer that came with your kit. And you'll need to do it this way so you can not cause any flex in your system. So let me go ahead and finger tight that. Pretty easy. Now we need to do the torque settings. You obviously have to torque all this down. In your manual, it will give the torque settings for laminate stocks, Berserk, Bifrost, and bolt horn. At least in this manual, because this is a very early stock. The bolt horn is a metal stock. This is obviously a metal stock, the Ragnarok, and I've confirmed with GRS that the torque settings are the same. They are published from GRS as 5.5 to 6 Newton meters. And if you're not familiar with Newton meters, that's not a problem. We went ahead and converted them because I needed to do it. That works out to 6 Newton meters because I'm going to do the max. is 53.10 inch-pounds. That's the torque setting. And I've gone ahead and set my wrench to 53 inch-pounds. So 53 is fine. So let's get... let's go and get that on there. Now I'm going to show you a little OCD preference that I do with stuff like this. So I'm going to turn it, keep turning it a little bit. Now I like to kind of keep things, that's come out. This is my preference. I kind of like to keep things kind of together. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten the rear up a little bit more hand tight, just so they can kind of settle in parallel. That's, kind of a rifleman's OCD thing. Now let's go ahead, tighten it some more. Turn, 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 turn. Still going for 53. Turn, and we're getting there. This has got to be in tight because you got to lock this down. Turning, turning, turning. Still going. You know what? Just to be safe, because it's my preference, let me go ahead, make sure that this rear one is also kind of in parallel. Okay, we're good. Again, that's me, not GRS doing that. That is my preference. Let's go ahead. We should be getting pretty close to 53. Turn. There you go, bro. Right it. There's 53. So now we have to also do the torque settings for the rear. Let's go ahead. Get that in. Turn, turn. And that was right there. That was right almost at 53. That was spot on. So I think I got that to land pretty tight. So at this point, your receiver block, you're installed. You're done. Now, just a pro tip here, because I had to go over it with GRS with this. You do need to use these washers from GRS. Do not use the factory washer. Do not use the friction washer. Do not do a combination of factory washer with one of these supplied washers, because what will end up happening is, and I've done this, if you don't use the washers that are supplied as they are supplied, when you go to torque the system down, you cause a flex or bend in your receiver block, and that keeps it causes the action to bind up when you're trying to close up the close up the bolt. So we'll go ahead and we'll do a test. So if you're worried, so here is how no binding. That is super smooth, just like the original. So let's go ahead. Let's put our, where is it? Our 5mm. Let's put this back on. Right here. Pistol grip is on. Go ahead, slide that. And your receiver and your GRS Ragnarok stock is installed. Now let's go ahead and just assemble the rifle normally. So this started off as a 243. Here is the original all good. Try to keep this in view for the camera. And while I'm doing this and I have your attention, let me go ahead and give you just a little pro tip from GRS. And GRS is the only company I've ever seen actually give this advice. GRS's position is that they have a torque setting for installing your barrels on your R8 and probably your R93s, but I've definitely seen them for the R8, and you know, they're pretty accomplished precision rifle guys over there, so they want consistent lockup of the action. So if you're interested in that, I'll provide those below. So, and the action in, and all good. And we're done.